Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're finally going to be diving into the Money Game trilogy, starting with part one. I will be doing the others and I'm going to try and get them to you as quickly as possible so there isn't too much of a gap between. But these have been highly recommended since I started the channel, and when I started to dive into the Vincent's Tales, I was advised to start to get these done because they'd make me appreciate Vincent's Tales and the story a bit more. I know that they're not tied in, but I think they do give a lot more insight into the meaning of Vincent's Tales overall, or something to that effect. So I'm just going to dive straight in and let's see what we have on our hands with Money Game Part 1. I like that.
It's a strange time we're living in. War can put fear in. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through parliament interiors. Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theory, strife, fearing, weary-minded men when we're clearly living in dictatorships. Nearly blinded by illusions to choose who's fooling who. A ball chained to your shoes on pain. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets this whole world burn. As the world turns, the whole world burns. But money was invented for trade, but now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game.
Oh, I love that scene. That scene's fantastic. It reminds me of like the Dark Knight, you know, with the cape and stuff, and the underbelly. So like where, to be honest, that's kind of it's about the money game, isn't it? In Batman Begins, he finds Falcone in the it's like in an underpass in like a lower level, but it's where greed and corruption take place. So that's quite an interesting little thing there, and I love the color dynamic between Ren and the gentleman playing the guitar. Is that is it Kai? I think am I saying that wrong? Cujo, the fellow who played Cujo, is that him playing the guitar on this one? I know he tends to show up on a lot of the videos, but I like the colour dynamic. He's in all white, so he's like a blank slate, whereas Ren's dressed in all black. So it's like is it the darker side of the world, the darker side of life, pretty much.
His finger on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way, and those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Stop. Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident of fear when they support these ideas to keep us separate, when they make us believe that everybody is coming to terrorize you in the streets. They say proudly through gritted teeth, that's my right to hate, that's freedom of speech. But when did freedom become a reason to hate? A way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? There's an irony in freedom, cause us in the West, we have pillaged and plundered the murder like savages, colonized all of the rest. That's called hypocrisy. Preach a certain value that you never keep yourselves. Your country was in flames, you denigrate yourselves in a second. Still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants when really you're the immigrant, cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent. I'll shed the light on immigrants. America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome, and also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we made the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat, the same.
What I really like about this is at the beginning, you could put this down as like a protest song. So saying what's wrong with governments, what's wrong with the system, what's wrong, yeah, it could be taken in so many different ways, society as a whole. But it's done something that I've not really seen done before, where it turns it on you, as in like looking yourself, be self-reflective, be accountable. So it's more about accountability than it is protest, in a sense. Like, we're all part of the money game. And it's making me think that the person who's in white is in a way symbolizing us. The fact that his face is covered up, he's not seeing everything that's going on around him. He's kind of blind to the horrors that's going on. Like, he's just come at him with a bat, and he's scared, but he can't see what's coming at him. He doesn't know the beatdown that could be coming. He's just sensing, and he's feeling anxiety, which is a massive thing in society nowadays. Everyone is suffering with some sort of anxiety, and it could be about anything. It doesn't have to be something as simple as money. It could be anything. And it's interesting to see the dynamic in terms of where he is located as well, and what Ren's wearing. I know I've mentioned earlier he's in all black, but I noticed he's got like a raincoat on with wellies, so it's like he's trying to protect himself. Like, what is the reason you wear wellies? To protect yourself from the dirt, the mud, to be able to step into shallow water, whatever. It's a protective piece of clothing. The raincoat, it's like, if you get soaked, you're not comfortable. He likes being comfortable, hence why he's got all this protective stuff. He doesn't want to be down in the dirt type of thing. And then you've got this other fella dressed all in white, a completely blank slate, and behind him, the way the wall, let me get this up, I'll show you kind of what I mean.
Called hypocrisy, preach a certain value that you never keep yourselves. Your country was in flames, you denigrate yourselves in a second. Still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants.
Perfect. So he's like a blank slate. Either side of him are red doors, but behind him, directly behind him, he's being situated there perfectly, as in, like, he doesn't even know that he's got a choice behind him. He doesn't know that he's got any doors either side. As far as he's aware, there's nothing. The door that was there has been painted over. So he's like completely alone. He's isolated. He can't see choices yet. He hasn't been given that opportunity. So I kind of like the way he's situated them in that particular spot. It's just a fascinating way of doing things, to be fair. But again, he's very specific in what he does, very intentional.
When really you're the immigrant, cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent, I'll shed the light on immigrants. America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome, and also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we made the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat. The same old TV shows repeat. Yeah, we worship the bleak. Our opinions are our own and we follow like sheep. There's no left, there's no right. In the middle we sleep. Rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way. And those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we die.
I'd love to see Ren on like a stage play, do something like this. Like, imagine one of his videos, if he decides to in the future, he decides to do a video in front of a live audience, because so far this has all been one take as well. The camera work is phenomenal, especially the scene when he like hopped with the bat and it's bouncing between them. I thought that was fantastic. Whoever the cameraman is on these, if he's had the same one from the beginning, my God, he's brilliant. But I love that. Like he's dead theatrical, as I've always said. But in this particular one, I would happily pay to go and see him on a stage in it, like a theatre or something, and watch him create his art in real time. And I think I think he'd probably sell out the shows with the same, I don't know, 10,000 people every night because obviously the support that he has. But it's just incredible. He's got such a way with working the camera angles, working his body into the certain scenes, the music. Love it.
And those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we like to point the blame,
Thank God that's down.
It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game. This old money game.
Right. I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent here, but I hope you'd appreciate it. I originally saw that image of him where he's putting a gun to him like that, and it was a perfect shot. It looked amazing. I immediately saw that and thought of the Dark Knight. Sorry, not Dark Knight. Yeah, Batman Begins. After seeing that scene, one particular film come to my head, and if you knew it, if you know it, then you're probably the same as me in this regard. Reservoir Dogs. I think it was Quentin Tarantino, one of his earlier films, and there's a particular scene with Michael Madsen, I think it was, and it's probably one of the most famous scenes in Quentin Tarantino's catalogue of films. But it reminded me so much of that. And then that one where he's putting the gun, there's a scene, and I remember seeing it on a VHS cover, and I think it's Mr. White, played by Harvey Keitel, and sorry, hair in my mouth. Mr. White was played by Harvey Keitel, and Mr. Pink was played. Oh my God, I know him as well, but I just can't think of his name. Steve Buscemi, possibly. I think it's Steve Buscemi, but either way, this now has just kind of opened up an entire different narrative to me, because Reservoir Dogs was all about the greed. It was about the paranoia. It was about different personalities. One that was a perfect example, and I wonder whether this is what he was aiming for. In Reservoir Dogs, Mr. Pink is on the floor at one point. There's a scuffle between him and Mr. White, and they're both pointing the guns at one another. But Mr. Pink is down on the floor, and Mr. White's hovering over him. Now, Mr. White was more, I wouldn't say a nicer person, but he was more, he wasn't as greedy or as self-centered as Mr. Pink. Mr. Pink, the very first time you really meet him, he refuses to tip a waitress, and there's a big dialogue of why, and it shows kind of what type of character he is. And that's kind of interesting, because now it makes me think of Ren being like he's the oppressor, he's the one talking down to them, but he's seeing how far he can push the person in white, and he's trying to see what he can do, how far he can push the fear, how far, what he can make him carry on doing. He's took the guitar off him. He's stopped him, and then he's took the guitar off him. He's taken away the tools that make him function. His legs are tied, so he can't walk away, but there's nothing stopping him from taking his hands off and removing the bag. But it's like the fear of the unknown, and I think that's meant to represent us as a society. We're happy to live in the comforts that we see, even though we can see certain things in the world that are wrong. And as again, this money game, this is so prevalent now. I mean, it's been prevalent for, I don't even know when this come out. I can't see it unfortunately, but this was probably really true to life when it come out as well, just as it is now. But it's I honestly didn't know what to expect this, but when he draws the eyes, before he done it, he gave like a sigh, like he's just fed up, he's bored of playing games now, he's bored of trying to I don't know, like has he reached his limit on what he's wanting to do with the person? As he are we just seen as like boredom, like that, a cog in the machine, like Vincent's Tale Sunflowers, a corporate machine? Is he just bored? And then when he draws eyes on him and he kicks him, it's like, wake up, it's time to wake up. And he's got eyes, and suddenly he's like made him able to see the surroundings. He's able to see the danger he's in. He's able to see the horrible things that are around him. He's not in a nice place, that type of thing. But it's took me right back to Reservoir Dogs, because as I said, that wasn't about, it was a heist film without the heist. It was more about the people and their personalities and how greed drove them to be who they are and how they got into that place, which I don't think any of them survive. I think Mr. Pink does. I'm sorry for spoilers if you haven't seen it. Wipe it, you know, Winston it from Orwell, just just ignore it. But yeah, that's where it's got me. I had to go on a bit of a tangent there. It was a bit long-winded, that my mind's still a bit fuzzy, so thank you for bearing with me. But that proper enlightened me a little. I proper got Reservoir Dogs greed and personality clashes through at me then. I'm going to be humming that for ages. Can I just quickly say as well, I love the fact that it's so raw and authentic. The fact that you can hear him taking off his raincoat because the mic is completely like attached to it. It's not edited out. The fact it's still one take blows my mind, but I've come to expect nothing less from Ren and his team. But I love the fact that all the imperfections are ironed out. He's really hitting home with the message that he's trying to put across. Christ. Oh, you know what I'm going to say? Oh, again, so much to unpack with that, but I weren't expecting that. That ending took me back a bit. Wow. Where to begin? So, I've said quite a bit about the where I've seen it coming from with the greed, the Reservoir Dogs, stuff like that. Very specific camera angles, stuff like that. But what I really liked here is this scene in a moment. I know it's a silly thing to pick up on, but it's what stuck out to me is when he didn't have the eyes and he couldn't see what horrors was going to go around on the baseball bat, the fact that he's tied up, the fact that there's someone pretty much talking at him. When Ren tells him to stop, he stops, but you can still see him kind of affected by it. He's shaking. When Ren grabs the guitar off him or does something like that, you can hear the strings and they're very loose, as if his fingers were only pressed on them, and it was easily removed. This scene here, where he grabs him and stops the guitar, it's very forceful, it's very blunt, it's just doom, and it's as if he's suddenly got the strength to, now that his eyes have been opened, now that he's been awakened, he's got the strength to kind of have a bit more of a firmer grasp on his future, and you know, that type of thing. But this scene in particular here, he puts the guitar in between him and Ren, and I think that's absolutely fantastic, just due to the fact that Ren has used his platform within music to create an impact. He's used his power in the right way, and the one chance that this fella who's in the white has to save himself, he's put music in front of it, and he's chose music, he's chose the instrument to stop something bad from happening. And I just find, based off the stories I've heard from yourselves, also mine, and just the impact of music overall, different artists, different genres, music is a really powerful tool to wield, and it stopped Ren in his tracks. You see him kind of come to realization, as if like he's looked in the mirror himself and realized that he is also part of the problem. He is also part of the money game, and he was like trying to lecture this other person, and was getting frustrated that they didn't have their eyes open, and that he was kind of wasting his time, and even the threat of violence, he weren't doing it. It was more like an empty threat at the time, but he was trying to educate, and there wasn't, it was just a blank expression. There was no facial features, there was nothing, there was no acknowledgement of what he was trying to say. And I think that's why he's forcefully drawn the eyes on, as in like saying open your eyes, and when he has done, he's suddenly noticed that he's able to stand up for himself. And I think looking in the mirror, he's realised, hold on, I am also part of this problem, which takes me to the next section, where he referring to, like, you've got to look inward, you've got to not like burn the, what's the best way to put this, not to burn the system down or anything, but also know that you contribute to the system, and you've got to go out of your comfort levels. He removes his protective clothing, the raincoat, and he douses himself, but the way he does it, he doesn't just pour over, he pours it over his head, and you can see him gasping for air, like what we all are. You know, we when we feel like we're in a really tough situation and we're struggling, it is like gasping for air, and it does feel like you're just drowning. It's just fascinating. I really like this, really like this video, but there's just so much that I'm sure I've missed, but it hooked me, and I cannot wait to watch the rest of them. But that part there with the guitar, it was just perfect symbolization for Ren's music as a whole. He uses music to make an impact. He uses his power right, and it changed the oppressor to kind of turn and look inward on himself. He may not have done, I mean, I don't know where this is going to lead. Obviously, there is a second and a third one, so I don't know what happens there, but he made him look inward on himself, and I think that's what Ren's music, and as other artists do, the good ones, and I think that's fantastic. So I'll leave it there, because we've already watched the video, but I did want to put out a bit more. I'm feeling a bit better now, so my mind's coming a bit more clearer. I may be struggling a little bit with a few words, trying to think of them, but I am getting there. But yeah, thank you so much. Can I just say as well, a huge thank you. I have reached 2,000 subscribers, and that has blew me away. I did not ever expect to reach this point on this channel, but I put a post out, and I've read every single comment, and yous are just incredible. I can't thank yous enough. Yous are so sweet. Yous really support me, and the confidence yous have given me, even when I'm not feeling the best, You lift me up, and it really is a rising tide lifts all ships, and you have definitely done that, so thank you. If you're new to the channel, please obviously check out any of Ren's videos or any of Mafra's, any of them. Stray Kids, which is a recent one I've done, check them all out, the original videos first before you watch any of mine. I do talk a lot, as you know, but I do love having this conversation. I put my point across, and then I listen to all of you, and we just have this amazing connection through it. So brilliant. But if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It'd be great to have you part of this community. I've found some incredible communities across both, well, 3 artists now, but yeah, it's been a pleasure, and thank you so much. Look forward to doing Money Game Part 2, but as always, stay safe, stay kind, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.